Janelle Monae, I know you are a huge Ryan Johnson fan. So what was your reaction when Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery, came across your desk or email or however you heard of it?
Yes, I am indeed a huge Ryan Johnson fan, and I came in on his film Looper, and I thought this is super innovative in the sci-fi genre. Who is this person that loves time travel as much as me? And I went down a big rabbit hole of all of his films. I watched Brick, which is a whodunit, set in high school. I was blown away by that, and everything up until the first Knives Out, which I loved. Um, and I just said, if he calls me, it's a yes. And then when he sent me the script, saw the character, I got the twist. I was like, hell yes. And then they had the nerve to say, would you be available to shoot this in Greece by chance?
Hell yes.
Fuck yes. Like, get me off this couch, hell, I didn't know. I just didn't, I was just so grateful to be given an opportunity to have a role, to be playing a role as dynamic as Andi. She's mysterious. She's so many things. So
hmm So when you're reading the script, you knew like he wanted you for Andy. So did he tell you the twist beforehand, like all like everything, or did you just find out while you're reading the script?
I had no clue. I knew the character, but I didn't know the twist. I didn't know who had done it. I didn't have all those details. I just read it like a fan, and I was blown away. And I think that Ryan Johnson just does such a great job at kind of modernizing these characters, right? Like looking to the past, looking to the Agatha Christie's, and making sure that all the clues are there. Like if you watch it that second time, third time, you'll be like,
Mhm.
they really had the nerve to like put those clues right in my face. And how did I miss it? Like it's one of those um, beautiful puzzles. Yeah.
hmm I'm gonna try not to spoil it since it's not out on Netflix yet, but I guess the best way to say this is that there are a lot of layers to Andy, and a lot of layers for you to play. And one of the things that you do is different voices. And I was just wondering how you landed on that. Was that like something in the script, and also how your background as a singer informed that?
I mean, as I said, there are lots of layers to Andi. She's very mysterious. And, I had a great opportunity going into creating her voice and the different energies that she possesses. And yes, I think as a vocalist, as a singer, as someone who, uses my voice as an instrument, it was very fun to think about some of those moments as rock and roll moments, jazz moments, country moments. You just I definitely dealt in song, and key, and tone as I was coming up with her voice. Yeah.
hmm Well, in the first half of the movie, you have to communicate a lot without a lot of dialogue because she's estranged from the group, and they're kind of wondering what she's doing there and why Ed Norton's character invited her. So you give a lot of great side eye.
I know a lot of silent moments.
hmm
And I just have to give a big shout out to Jenny Egan, who is our wardrobe designer, head of wardrobe, and she like really made sure that Andy's clothing was a presence because I didn't talk a lot, on some of those scenes. And it was like, but when you saw her look, like she gave you like everything I wanted her to give you.
I know I wanted to get to the fashion later, but now that you bring it up, like I mean, you're a fashion icon in real life, and the franchise is very fashionable. Obviously, Chris Evans' legendary sweater.
Uh,
So how much did you and Jenny collaborate on? I guess she has two main looks, like the black and white dress when they're on their way to the island, and then the
Black,
white
white, red.
pantsuit. Yeah.
We made sure we had to add that red in it.
hmm
Uh-huh. What was your question?
Oh, what did you and Jenny discuss about her looks?
Oh, Jenny was the ultimate collaborator. I think between me, Jenny, and Ryan, they obviously had a talk. Then she talked to me, and that first fitting, like, I think we used all the clothes in that first fitting. And that dress wasn't even created yet. It was just fabric. And I was like, this is it. Like when you think about Grease, when you think about showing up to an island, going to a murder mystery party, like as mysterious as my character was, this was the fabric, this was the silhouette that I think was just perfect for Andi.
Yeah, for sure. Well, you referenced this before about, just sprinkling clues into your performance and everything. I mean, I assume like the entire cast kind of did that because you kind of have to suspect everybody. But when fans rewatched a movie, because everyone will, what do you hope they pick up in your performance that you maybe subtextually hint at?
I mean, I think, with this performance, Ryan and I had so much time throwing some little Easter eggs in and like, ooh, wait till they see that, wait till they see that. I mean, all of us, because you don't know who done it, who did it rather. It's a who done it, but you don't know who did it. And yeah, there are certain things to just like pay attention to, but I can't give you any spoilers. So I'm not gonna say.
Would you say this is one of, if not the biggest acting challenge you've had? Yeah, you get to do so much in this role. There's the physical elements to it. There's you do comedy. I don't believe you've done a lot of comedy before either.
I haven't. I actually haven't. You are absolutely right. I got an opportunity. So when I read the script and I saw the character, I was like, this is a dream role. As an actor, I get an opportunity to play, to have fun, to really showcase range and go to new levels. And I'm thankful for all of the films I've done up until this point, because I don't think I would have been as prepared for a role this big. Like it was a lot of managing, of spirit. And after you watch it, you'll understand what I'm saying. But yeah, there was a lot to keep track of, because this is a whodunit and so many clues left behind. But I love that Ryan wrote this role for me to be able to explore more comedy, more drama, like the deep, heavy emotional lifting that my character had to do, the action. I mean, working with stunt coordinators, like all in one, it was like the best challenge in the most like incredible way.
Yeah, you get a lot of scenes where you get to rage out, I guess we could say that, right? How much fun was that?
Very cathartic. Like I loved it. I loved being able to just like go really crazy in one of the scenes and break things and throw things. And just I have to give more love to the crew because they cleaned everything up, and I think I only had like a couple of takes to be able to get that scene right. I know which scene you're talking about.
Well, I mean, just the set in general, can you talk about just working in that space? I know the house was real, right? Not the glass onion part, but then just like the production design in there, everything was just so ornate and extravagant. And then I just can't imagine getting to destroy things in there.
I mean, I think everybody in the cast, was like, ooh, you're gonna break that. Oh, I want that one. I want that one. And I think I had to think, I was like, am I giving too much away? But yeah, I think we all just were like excited about it and had to kind of walk through it with props and making sure we were safe and all of that jazz.
What was it like working in that space? Because the production design is unreal, and Miles' house is he's a tech billionaire, and it's just completely over the top. So it was like working in that space.
That house was incredible. I think it actually, well, I know for a fact that it was a part of the Amman, like the resort space in Greece. And it was like the largest villa there. I think that house had like 7 swimming pools, indoor like plunge, cold pool. Like, it was amazing. I had never seen a house that big and just like curated so beautifully. And the whole backdrop, you could see like the ocean. It was just so well put together. So being able to like wreck things in that house, I will say, yeah, I think we all were just like, no, I think because they also it doesn't look like if you go to that house, just like if you're like, oh, I want to take a vacation, it looks totally different. With movie magic, you transform it. So it felt like the room that we were in when we were having all that fun was just designed for our set. So it made sense. But also, like you said, Miles Brand is a billionaire. So he has these crazy sculptures and paintings and all of this stuff in there. And yeah, you kind of like tiptoe around because you don't want to mess things up, but you have to do what you have to do.
For sure. What was it like working with Daniel Craig on this, and what did you guys bond before you guys started filming?
Yeah. No, Daniel is a gentleman. He was so kind, so sweet, so inviting. I mean, because this Knives Out, these murder mysteries are him and Ryan's. And so both of them, for them to trust me with this role means so much. It's no small thing. And he was always very giving. Like even when I just did my coverage and there were moments where I didn't necessarily need him there, he was just like, I'm going to stay here, give you whatever you need. And he's very funny. He always kept a camera, like his own camera. He was taking photos of all of us around the set. When we all came in, before we started doing any pre-production and rehearsals, he invited us over to dinner and we just chilled and talked. And we got an opportunity to like really get to know each other, talked about our families, just kind of where we were, because all of us have been in this pandemic, right? Like we shot this in the middle of a pandemic and not really around a lot of people and returning to work for the first time in like months, years. So it was just really good to connect with all of them, and I think Daniel and Ryan set the tone for this is going to be a fun, like, family, family oriented vibe. Like it felt like theater summer camp, and nobody wanted their parents to come and pick them up. It was like, leave it here, let us stay. We're having the time of our lives. Yeah.
I mean, that's helpful too, because this is supposed to be a group of old friends getting back together anyway.
Yeah, we needed that.
Yeah.
All of that, I think, showed up on screen. Like you can see, we were having murder mystery parties on the weekends.
I've heard about those. Who was the best?
I mean, I think Kate is really good. Kate Hudson is great at being a detective and finding out who. I think her husband was playing with us and she was like, "It's you. I know it's you." She's like a good interrogator. I definitely came dressed the best, I think. And by dressing the best, I came in full costume. I had a pipe. I was dressed like Sherlock Holmes. I had a pipe, a mustache, a top hat, a cape, a cane.
You had your little notebook. You're writing down all.
I was all in, but I didn't in this game. I was not. I was a villain.
Next time, maybe. Well, I know you guys also did some improvs. So can you share any? Do you remember what kind you did?
You mean when we were filming? Like, yeah. I think everything was on the page though. Like there was nothing that Ryan had written that I was like, "Ooh, can you change this?" I had so much to work with as an actor. Like I always start with the spirit first. What is the spirit of my character? And once I understood that and I got into my clothes and got, into my body, I was like excited and we rehearsed. And for me, when I'm like super prepared, then I'm able to have so much room to improv and just like take more risks. And Ryan is the ultimate collaborator. He trusted my instincts and would always ask like, "So do you have any other ways? Because I have what I need. Like, what do you want to do?" And, we had moments where I would do certain eye movements or because I love those zoom ins. Like the cinematography in this film is like my favorite. And I knew what they were going to be doing. Like I got a chance to look at some of the takes and I was like, I'm going to do my eye exactly like this as soon as they zoom in. Like it's going to give it that Hitchcockian vibe.
It's the side eye again. There you go. See, but it's also good when people rewatch it, they're going to be looking in the background now for any clues.
I hope so. I hope people watch it over and over. It's always something to discover. I've seen it like 4 or 5 times and I'm like, I didn't see this. What is wrong with me? I know I was paying attention, but it's very layered.
For sure. Well, Andi is also a female entrepreneur. So did you study any entrepreneurs in that regard to prepare for the part?
I did. I actually looked across different industries, in the business industry, in the entertainment industry, in the tech industry. And, there was just a common thread between, especially Black women in those spaces, being the minority in the majority, having to deal with these tech bros, having their kind of voices, feeling like they had to play small in those rooms, and some
Mhm.
some of their ideas were even taken.
Yeah.
I think with my character Andi, who is a tech entrepreneur who does have great influence, wants to use her big ideas to do good in the world. Um, her partner, she and her partner Miles Braun, they have a very complicated history, because once you watch it, you'll see what kind of person Miles Braun is. And they have history, to say the
Mhm.
least.
For sure. Well, one thing I love about the films, the franchise, is that they're so entertaining. Obviously, the mystery is fun and all that, but they're also very timely with skewering very timely topics, like the first one with like class and like immigration and
Mhm.
microaggressions and stuff, and this one, like you just talk about like a lot of female entrepreneurs being silenced, and also some other topics I won't spoil. I guess like what uh like how like what do you think when you read the script like that and you see how carefully Ryan can weave all this stuff into and make an entertaining movie? It's not like too preachy.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think that, first and foremost, and Ryan says this as well, this is entertainment. This is a movie that we want to take the audience on a wild journey, ride, roller coaster with. We want them to be coming back over and over again, because you could watch it with your friends, you could watch it with your family one time, you can watch it with your kids. I mean, it's that movie that just brings generations together in all walks of life of people together. Um, who doesn't love a good whodunit, right? But I think the beautiful thing about Ryan too is that I feel like, even with the last one, he does a lot with, like, who your protagonist is. Like, you may think, oh, it's this person, like this is the person, but with his films, he's going to surprise you with that person that you're going to want to root for the entire time.
For sure. Well, Janelle, it's great speaking with you. Thanks so much for your time and congratulations on the film. It was so much fun. You're so great on it.
Oh my goodness. Well, thank you so much for talking to me and watching the film. And, I'm just so excited for it to come out. I really honestly had the time of my life filming
Mhm.
it.